G'day guys and welcome back to another video on my channel, Nintendo Down Under. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope you are having a terrific evening, a terrific morning, a terrific night, or you're sleeping quite peacefully right now and you'll watch this video later. The N64 expansion pack app. Oh my goodness, a new month is here in August, so we know a new game will be coming, but what is that game going to be? We'll have a discussion about that right now. So now all the confirmed N64 games that they released back last year, showing that will be released 1 month at a time, are all out now. People started worrying that, oh my goodness, will they actually release more N64 games? We've gone over this a few times, that there will be at least, I think, 21 games to go. The original data mine leak showed 38 N64 games, and with the games we've got already, I'm pretty sure we have 21 to go. But they can always add to that and we can get a lot more. But that was just leaks, that was nothing confirmed, so people still weren't convinced that we were going to get more N64 games. So Nintendo came out and tweeted this to make us all feel at ease. Become a Pokemon Puzzle Master in Pokemon Puzzle League, now available on Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack members. Straight after that though, Nintendo of America did tweet this to confirm this and keep us all, yes, more N64 games will be coming. More hashtag Nintendo 64 games will be added to the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack. Stay tuned. And that's always good to know. We're getting the information from the horse's mouth as Nintendo 64 fans. As a Nintendo 64 fan myself, growing up playing these games, I always love knowing that Nintendo is invested in keep adding these N64 titles to our system. And over the last couple of months, we've been hypothesizing what games we potentially could be getting, what games we probably won't see. There's always reasons why we can and can't. It's a little bit messy sometimes. We don't never exactly know what Nintendo has up their sleeve. We recently spoke about Aspyr releasing some more Star Wars ports. So I think you can rule out a Star Wars game coming next for the N64 expansion pack service. I'm pretty sure Aspyr is going to want to release these ports because they want to release them on Nintendo, and they probably want to release them on Sony PlayStation as well, as either digital downloads or physical copies. Physical copies would be amazing. One Star Wars game though that we could see, because they've done it before and they have doubled up before, is Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. And yes, I know we've already had Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer on the Switch earlier a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure. But yes, you know what? We've had Super Mario 64 on the Switch already, and it was still added to the expansion pack. So if they want to do something quick, cheap and easy, which I hope they don't, and I don't reckon they will, Star Wars Episode 1 could be one Star Wars game that is a possibility. A lot of people have been crying out for some of the classic wrestling games, and I've spoken about this before as well. And if this is the first time you're watching any of these sort of videos and topics on my channel, you can forget old Star Wars games, old wrestling games. A lot of those wrestlers back in the late 90s on those games that we love, a lot of them aren't tied up to WWE anymore, and it becomes a massive contracting issue because these people, these superstars, these entertainers that are on the game are no longer with the company. So to get their permission through the contract, it's not just giving WWE permission, you have to go out and get their separate permission, which is very, very messy. Chris Benoit, if you know the story, you know the story. We can't have him on the game. He's part of some of the games, so that gets messy as well. So unfortunately, yes, we love our classic Star Wars games, and if you still want to play those games, I suggest emulating online, or go out and buy the original games and play them on an old school CRT TV, because having them on the Switch Online just is not gonna happen. Sports games are very similar. A lot of those sports characters and stars and that played in these teams of NFL, NBA, baseball, hockey, driving, these people, these athletes aren't tied to the sport anymore. Well, a lot of them aren't. So again, the same thing with wrestling games, it becomes a massive contracting issue. Nothing's impossible. They can sort out this WWF, WWE / contracting issue. They can sort out all these sporting issues, but the amount of money, time and effort and legal things they would have to do just to add one game to the service is extremely unlikely, and they will look to their library of games that don't have issues, that are easier to do. So just like wrestling games, sports games don't look very good as well. After your wrestling games, after your sporting games, people are looking to the next best classic games that aren't on the system or service already. And these games are the Rare games. Yes, we had Banjo-Kazooie, a Rare IP belonging to Microsoft now. Coming to Nintendo Switch Watch was huge. A massive breakthrough. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But it's got people asking and wanting more and more of these games. So your Banjo-Tooie, your Perfect Heart, your Diddy Kong Racing, your GoldenEye, Blast Corps, Jet Force Gemini, your Killer Instinct, there are some great Rare games there. These gonna be a little bit more tricky, and we're not gonna know this officially until they actually announce it. It's much easier to work out these contracting issues than it is to work out, say, with those wrestling and sports games. Is it likely we get these games? I'd say about maybe 50-50. If Banjo-Kazooie can be worked out, then there's definitely a path for a Diddy Kong Racing, a Banjo-Tooie. Other Rare games like Perfect Dark. We know a new Perfect Dark is in development with Microsoft, so I don't think they're going to want to release the Perfect Dark, the original Perfect Dark, on a Nintendo system. They're going to want to keep that tucked away for their promotion for their other Perfect Dark game. GoldenEye 007, well, that's a tricky one, and I don't think we're going to get that release as the old school remaster on an emulator for the Switch Online service for a few different reasons. One, that remaster remake has been made and they're sitting on it waiting to release it, but because of world conflicts, that's why they are not releasing it apparently. So I don't think we're going to get GoldenEye 007 even as a gap filler, and because I want this remaster to boom. Yes, if they release GoldenEye 007, the hardcore fans would play the original one and play the remaster, but I don't think you would get as many people playing it if the remaster was launched on its own without the original game. Don't get me wrong, as a fan, I would play both and love it, but it might not appeal to everyone. Conker's Bad Fur Day, I would love that, and that's really, really hard, tricky one because of the crude nature. MA rating, it's a bit different. They have to tone a few things down. Nintendo's not really into those violent, they're into those inclusive, family-friendly games. So getting Conker's Bad Fur Day, which they have to work out for money and rights compared to, say, a Diddy Kong or a Banjo-Tooie, also is very tricky. Killer Instinct is a very likely one as well. Much easier, a classic Nintendo game from the 90s. I have heard that this one has been rumored to come to the Switch Online service, so look out for a Killer Instinct. Blast Corps, Jet Force Gemini, I'm not sure what they would do with those ones, but they could be a potential option as well. Don't rule out anything until it's actually been ruled out by the source itself. When it comes to Mario and Nintendo, they are salt and pepper. They are tight, they work together with everything. We've already got some great Mario games on the Switch Online service, but we are missing a couple, and I'm talking about the classic Mario Party games 1, 2, and 3. I can see those games coming to the service for sure because how successful Mario Party Superstars is and how awesome and nostalgic those 3 original games are. And today, trying to get a copy of those games, especially Mario Party 3, can be very pricey. Super Smash Bros, well, I can see that one being the next big Mario game coming to the Switch Online service as well. I'm very surprised they haven't done it already, but in saying that, if you released every single great Mario classic Nintendo game at once, as you keep drip feeding more games, you've got no more classics to pull on, but I can really see that one being added very soon. If you look at the Wii U Virtual Console, there's already been some games tested for emulating that work well. So your 1080 snowboardings, your wave races, your cruising worlds and USAs, I think these games are a big chance to come next as well. They are really awesome, arcadic, fun games, a very well-known game in the Nintendo community, and to get a wave race or a 1080 snowboarding would be huge. I love the cruising games, and I reckon that would be another awesome addition, so look out for those games to potentially be added as well. And finally, Nintendo has a lot of little gems that are a bit more different and unique. They're not the most popular games, they haven't sold millions of copies, but out there's somebody's favorite games. And what I'm hearing as the next game won't be a massive one. The August game won't be a huge, big, blockbuster Banjo-Tooie Mario Party Pokemon Stadium. It's going to be something a little bit more quirky and different. I'm interested to see what that could be, but that's the early guess right now. And as we get closer to Christmas, people are looking to spending more money. That's when the big gem hitters will start coming once again. But in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on this and what's your guess for the next Nintendo Switch Online game. Sorry, the next Nintendo 64 game to be added to the Nintendo Switch Online service. If you guess it right, if you guess the game and that game is announced, I might give away a small little prize. If a few people suggest the same game, then I might just pick a winner out of those people and give something small and quirky away. We'll have a look, we'll have a see what we can do. But yeah, in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on feedback on all of this and what game we might be seeing next. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.